Open leg, jump that.
What happens when two of boxing's biggest stars cross paths in an unexpected place? At LAX airport, an ordinary travel day turned into a full-blown spectacle when Gervonta "Tank" Davis let his emotions take over and threw a punch at Terence "Bud" Crawford. What started as a routine day at one of the world's busiest airports quickly became the most talked-about moment in boxing. Their long-standing rivalry, built on ego and pride, finally boiled over. This time, outside the ring. While these two champions have never been scheduled to fight, their tension has been brewing for years, with trash talk and online jabs fueling the fire, but no one expected it to escalate like this. The drama unfolded in the departure lounge at LAX. Witnesses say the tension was thick from the moment Tank and Crawford ended up in the same area. Both were headed to separate events. Tank was promoting an upcoming fight, while Crawford was handling a major endorsement deal. However, their unexpected encounter became the real main event. This wasn't just some random airport scuffle. These two have a history of throwing shade at each other, and their bad blood finally reached a boiling point. It all traces back to an incident at the Ring magazine gala, where Tank's absence from the guest list wasn't just an accident. It was the spark that ignited this feud.
Don't you
Crawford, never one to back down from stirring the pot, used the opportunity to take a slick but cutting jab at Tank. His remark was subtle, but everyone in the room caught on, and it was enough to set things in motion. Of course, Tank wasn't about to let that slide. Known for his fiery personality, he wasted no time firing back online, escalating their war of words. That exchange turned up the heat on their already simmering rivalry. Their beef, which had been mostly verbal, was now heading toward an inevitable explosion. The tension only grew, setting the stage for what would eventually erupt at LAX. This wasn't just a minor spat, it was a confrontation waiting to happen. Their feud wasn't limited to words anymore. Their heated airport altercation quickly spread across the internet, with eyewitnesses describing how things escalated out of nowhere. It started as a tense standoff, both men standing their ground, neither backing down. But then, Tank, visibly fired up, swung at Crawford. The punch reportedly landed on Crawford's shoulder, not a full knockout blow, but enough to send shockwaves through the terminal. Security stepped in immediately, separating the two before things could get out of hand. While Tank was clearly heated, Crawford appeared more composed, though sources say he was definitely irritated by the encounter.
How does a fight with you and Terence Crawford look?
147? I tapped that chin. You know he going to sleep.
I already know. I already know
He
he
ain't
is.
got no chin.
I already know he is.
You said no chin.
I got round 5.
He got round 6.
So how did we even get here? This all traces back to Tank's bold claim that if he moved up in weight, he could easily beat Crawford. For a fighter like Bud, who's dominated multiple weight classes and became the undisputed champion at 147 pounds, that statement wasn't just confident, it was straight up disrespectful.
How you feel about that fight? Is it even possible at a catch weight?
Nah, ain't no catch weight. You come up to 47.
Not even entertaining a catch weight.
No, I'm not.
He's a champ though too, undefeated.
And, what champ? Come on, man. Tell me what belt. You know boxing. You forgot Devin Haney is undisputed. Devin Haney got all the belts. He the champ. Nobody else the champ. I'm gonna come up here with the big boys.
All right,
I'll welcome him.
Crawford wasn't about to let that go unanswered. He clapped back, questioning Tank's level of competition and pointing out the flaws in his resume. Then came the gala. Crawford's comment about Tank's absence wasn't just a casual remark, it was a power move. He subtly implied that he's on another level compared to Tank. But Tank wasn't having it. He shot back boasting about his star power and bank account, making it clear he wasn't about to be outshined.
25 is at the next year. I'm out of it.
After our second fight.
You're out of it?
Yeah,
Care to elaborate on that?
out of the sport.
After our second fight. Nah, no, I'm gonna win, bro.
Nah, I could tell you my fights.
This feud couldn't have erupted at a wilder time. Tank recently announced that he's retiring after 2025, meaning he only has 2 years left to cement his legacy.
What trash?
What changed? What made
This shit trash, garbage.
If you got the opportunity to sign a prospect for GTD, who will be?
I'm out of it.
Gervonta, something should have happened during this time, because when I saw you at the Frank Martin press conference, it looked like you were like talks about retirement was not even discussed at this moment, and now it's something you keep on repeating. Is it just because obviously what you've done through boxing since you were a kid and everything?
Fed up with the whole
Where's Calvin Ford? Is Calvin Ford or Leonard Edelby usually they're around to?
You think you might be gaining love for it though? You never know. Like like you said, you got to walk today.
With Tank's career winding down, fans are hungry for him to take on high-stakes fights before he leaves the sport. And what better way to cap off his career than with a blockbuster showdown against Crawford? This fight would be the ultimate grand finale. Two generational greats going head-to-head.
Gave a little prediction on the fight, talked about Errol has a metal shield and you have a glass shield. Talked about the punch resistance. What do you think it takes assessment, man?
Don't see it. Don't see it.
Could he get it in the future?
Too little.
I mean, you came up from 35, right?
He ain't fighting no real guys at 47.
Everyone's talking about Errol fighting the winner of Canelo and Jamel. Could you ever do that? That's too much weight?
What? 168? I ain't want to.
So you got Canelo winning then, right?
And definitely. If he fighting at 168.
But while Tank seems eager to make it happen, Crawford isn't so sure, and he's got his reasons.
Gervonta Davis speaking about you. Is that ever a possible fight?
Yeah, if he want to dare to be great, he can be like all the other fighters that's moving up 2 weight classes, daring to be great.
You would fight him.
Yeah, tell him to come up there.
He got to come to win 54.
He said I got a glass chin, so tell him to come and touch it.
Wow, man! Gervonta said you got a glass.
He said I got a glass chin. Tell him to come and touch it.
At 147?
At 147. I'll make 147.
Ooh, see, oh man.
You're gonna have a pre-count.
Then what the people gonna say? Oh, he's beating up on little guys.
I don't know.
Crawford has nothing left to prove. He's already an undisputed champion in 2 weight classes and widely considered one of the best pound-for-pound fighters alive. That said, he hasn't completely ruled it out. If Tank wants the fight, he'll have to move up in weight to Crawford's division.
Promise you. Now I promise you, you better lead them home. You better lead the females home. On my mother, you better lead the females home and the kids. On my mother.
Yeah,
now watch this.
They gonna
now
beat
watch.
It. They gonna beat
now
it.
watch. Now watch.
What's different from 10 minutes ago?
You know how when they told you said how like I posed for Lomachenko, right? Mm-hmm. And like how he said like he was retired and things like that. I feel as though like we've been in it so long that we are getting tired of it. Like we've been beating our body up so long, but it be like situations like just now, like when he talking that sparked the plug again.
Yeah, that's what
Is that
what
all
I
it takes
want.
for you? Is that all it
that's all
takes?
it
Just a
takes,
little
just a
comment?
Nah, but that's what I want though. I don't want
But
you to fight me like
see
you
how
saying you're
talking?
going out.
Always go like
Yeah.
this. Always go like this.
Nah,
Niggas
what I'm
always
saying,
get the
you just said
yapping,
you feel like you going
and
out.
they go to
I don't
sleep.
want you to feel like you going.
Before any of this can happen, Tank has business to handle first. His next opponent, Lamont Roach.
But easy when he fought Frank Martin.
Frank Martin was inexperienced and nervous. You know, it is what it is. It's going to be a different fight when I'm in there. He's going to be a different fighter when he's fighting me.
What's your game plan?
Whoop his ass. I'm always looking for a knockout. No matter what, I'm always prepared for 12 rounds. But I'm always looking for a knockout, and if I get the chance, I'm going to try to knock.
Roach is a solid fighter with real skills, but let's be honest, this isn't the fight fans were hoping for.
You know, when you look at Shakur Stevenson, when you're looking at, you know, these other fighters that he should really be fighting, you know, he don't want to do them fights. He wants to retire.
Yeah.
So don't come and but don't come and come at me.
Yeah.
And go, oh yeah, let's give it all, you know, very big bollocks, and go, oh yeah, let's give him some stick, and then make out like we want the fight, and then we send an offer over, and then you fight for 15 million, and yet you fight Lamont Roach. Don't do that. Do you know what I mean?
It was a real offer. That was true then.
It was a real offer. We offered. I said, listen, you keep talking my promoter's gonna get back to you in 48 hours. 50 minutes. Initial offer sent over. You know, but was it Unquell didn't let him out to play? His boss didn't let him out. That's it. So he wants to talk about 50 million. First offer.
There was room to negotiate that.
Of course there was. But he's an idiot. I don't even know if he knows what negotiate.
Tank is a global superstar, one of the biggest names in boxing. He has knockout power, sells out arenas, and knows how to put on a show. Roach, while talented, isn't exactly a household name. For Tank, this feels more like a tune-up fight, just a way to stay active while setting up something bigger. Fans aren't thrilled about it, and it's easy to see why. If Tank only has a few years left in the sport, they want to see him in legacy-defining fights against elite opponents.
Thoughts on Tank saying he'd knock out Terence in 6 rounds? You think he was playing, trolling, what? Selling tickets to his new fight?
Was that like his tweets? Like he's
Nah, he said it
on video.
Huh?
He said audio. He said it. He's like, if I tap that chin, you know he chinning.
Listen, Terrence has already hired us for any of the little guys. Anybody 130, 26, 30, 35, you know, Gary Russell, Tank Davis, we cannot go to get to Terence Crawford without going through us. Rolly Romero, leave Earl Spence alone. You see what I'm saying? You come over here and you get that ass stepped into. You know what I mean? Leave them big guys alone. Stop trolling them, right? They're best 147 pounders in the world, and they're the best 140 pounders for a reason.
Now let's talk about the fight everyone really wants. Gervonta Tank Davis versus Terence Bud Crawford. This isn't just a fight, it's an event. Think about the build-up, the press conferences, the intense face-offs. Tank's explosive power versus Crawford's technical brilliance? That's the kind of fight that sells out stadiums and shatters pay-per-view records. But here's the catch. Crawford isn't agreeing to it just yet. He's set a condition. Before Tank gets a shot at him, he first has to fight Keyshawn Davis, one of the fastest rising young stars in boxing.
Keyshawn ready based on this performance to take on Tank Davis, and how does that fight play
I
out?
feel like Keyshawn is ready to take on a guy like Tank. I think that Keyshawn is one of the most skillful fighters in the sport of boxing. I always told Keyshawn since a young kid he can fight. I just don't like to say the fact that he's running on media and not keeping a buck, saying that he was beating me up and Shakur had to like rile me up to spar him, because this make no sense. Shakur is a better boxer than Keyshawn, and if I'm in there doing millions of rounds with Shakur, what makes you think that Shakur has to hype me up to spar Keyshawn? Like, it's that, but it is what it is. You gotta hype yourself up. You gotta build yourself. I don't really try to pay too much mind to that, but like I said, Keyshawn is a great fighter. I always thought Keyshawn was great.
The tension between Tank and Keyshawn has been brewing for months. It started when Keyshawn went on social media, calling out Tank for cherry-picking opponents. Tank mostly ignored it publicly, but behind the scenes, it was clear he wasn't happy about the disrespect. Keyshawn is young, hungry, and incredibly skilled. He might just be the guy to hand Tank his first professional loss. Most boxing analysts are actually siding with Keyshawn in this potential matchup, which says a lot about how dangerous he is.
Performance as a rising star in boxing. Where you at, Tank? Where you at? Where you at, Tank? That's what was my thoughts. I mean, the call out too after the performance. Come on, man. Look, man. Keyshawn showed. Look, this is what I've been waiting on from Keyshawn, man. Keyshawn has been kind of hot and cold. He finally put it together, man. He got his mental right. His team is right. His skill is on fire, on point, man. And he did it under these circumstances and this pressure. Behind this crowd, man, that dude is a star, bro. Seriously, man. All that weight on his back, bro, he put it down. He was even dealing with his brothers, man. His brothers, his sisters singing the national anthem. It was a family affair, bro.
He said his sister had a car crash too prior to today too.
Fire, man. Newborn child as well, man, and he was able to manage all of.
Let's be real. One bad night in the ring could ruin everything Tank has built. With retirement approaching, taking on a fighter like Keyshawn at this stage in his career isn't just another fight. It's a high-stakes gamble. Keyshawn has speed, power, and a style that could give Tank real problems. He might just be Tank's toughest test yet.
The 140-pound, he's not bad.
Yeah.
Keyshawn Davis. That's him right there.
Ooh, no, I thought he was.
Ooh, there you go right here.
Oh, yeah.
He's a young guy.
Nice combination.
He's quick.
Good. Yeah. Ooh.
He's a harder puncher.
And
if this fight happens, it'll be massive. Way bigger than Tank versus Roach. And if Tank can get past Keyshawn, then we might just be looking at the fight of the decade. Gervonta Tank Davis versus Terence Bud Crawford. That's all for today's video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss our latest updates. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below and stay tuned. We'll see you in the next one.